The man stands tall, yet in a crisp fall, he is affably Pachu. Pachu has put in one monumental effort this apogee. He kept awake well into the night, attending to invites from Madonnas from the oven and entertaining Costins at 3 a.m. His loves and likes extend from the smaller corals in biology to wanting to net the single biggest fish in Tripoli, a craving he is sure to reel in, for he is this 10-point angler striving for something close to Satya, Satya, Satya. There is no room for Vivekam here, for patience is a virtue Pachu has but thrown apart in this quest. His wildness aside, Pachu has an unflinching trust in the Almighty and is driven strictly on the grounds of morality. An apostle of friendship, a sharp-handed TT, a crisp leg at football, a flashy arm at cricket, a bundle of fun, and a bag of love. Unless you get to catch work, do the right thing in the right way at the right time is his motto. His sincerity and commitment motivate the entire department to follow him. Probably he must have been the only person to have taken part in more than 5 events within an hour in the Intrabits winter sports, but the irony is that he did not qualify even in a single event. Apart from his first degree in Instru, he holds a master's degree in lock breaking. An ardent lover of peanuts, this multi-talented person also excels in sports, poetry and programming. His effective leadership to take him to great heights in the future. T. Maheshwaran, Costin, Paper Evaluation and Presentation. Unfortunate students. His mania for neatness extends all the way from his room in Krishna Bhavan to M17. Famous for keeping his thumb in his pocket while delivering his lectures, he usually speaks at the rate of 5 words a minute with long pauses when he watches your reactions. Despite possessing a macho image, he's crazy about baby pictures. This Pondicherry dude took so many night outs for painting in second year, and he actually started waving his hands while speaking. With confidence and meticulous planning, he has given the members of PAP an amazing Apogee experience. Trinks poor jokes he cracks. He went on to start a PJ club in the department. Some people live to eat, some eat to live. But Vidyasagar eats or drinks and even dreams anything in the name of the department. His innovative ideas add glitter to reckon up. This great debugger is consulted by many people to get their jobs done. His dedication, hard work and presence of mind helped the department many a time. D. Vidyasagar, Costume, Reception and Accommodation. He makes his presence felt with a bang, and things can never be quiet when he is around. An avid physics student, Renju keeps everyone in high spirits. Renju recommends this point to be mentioned. He is a darling among the girls. Jokes apart, his dedication to sports is unquestionable. His articulate behavior, which has the right blend of humor and sense of responsibility, makes him fit for his job. An innovative, cool-headed Renju has indeed put things in the right place. His inspiring presence has brought out the best from a highly enthused workforce of 35. Renju John, Costin, Department of Sponsorship and Marketing. Girl next door, very proper, very diplomatic, and always politically correct. A board topper and Aditya Birla scholar, Indu Mohan is only the second woman to have become costume controls. Had there been a category in the Guinness Book for being organized, Indu would certainly have held it. Her penchant for making lists is matched only perhaps by the other great love of her life, Kapo noodles. Her soft, measured voice has compared countless Bitzian events like this one, and her talent for art and writing were put to good use by the English Press Club and Cactus Flower in her first year. In fact, she has been the resident write-up specialist for a while now. It is usually Indu who is seen chewing her pen before the inaugural and mulling over just the right words. Her prim and proper image is just a facade. Indu is, in fact, light years away from the stereotype of the serious, unsmiling person in charge. She is bubbly, chirpy, and always ready to pull one's leg. Her passion for Apogee is inspiring, and she has truly worked hard to make a difference. Presenting, ladies and gentlemen, the costume controls Indu Mohan. Never allows the situation to get over his head. Probably this ability of his to maintain his cool even in the most adverse situation is the reason behind the overwhelming number of friends around him. A connoisseur of art, food, literature, drama and whatnot, this young man always puzzles people by the way he gets the toughest of jobs done without a drop of perspiration. Though an ordinary person to look at, he often surprises those around him with his extraordinary level of intelligence. The responsibilities of the post he holds has no doubt helped him become a complete man by himself. Alas, if only he were a bit taller. Meet this person who radiates positive energy to all those around him. Imran Sheikh, Costume Inventory for Apogee 2004. August 2000 saw him as a frightened, studious first-yearite in the H-wing of Shankar Bhavan. He then made an A8-A7 duel. After 2 years of vigorous academics, he went on to become the president in his 4th year. He never calls for council meetings in the nights. Wonder why? Maybe you can't find him in the dark, until he smiles. He has a bad sense of humor, and even the funniest of all jokes evokes a blank response from him. The surplus of 1 lakh obtained during Oasis shows his efficiency in managing finances and the commitment he has to the post he holds. He has a taste for music, and if it's Sunday morning, you could probably see him singing with the guitar. His passion is Christ, and he claims to be a man with great convictions for truth and honesty. The life that counts must toil and fight, must hate the wrong and love the right, must stand for truth by day, by night. This is the life that counts. K. Vinay Babu, President, Students' Union Council. our chief guest Dr. Y.S. Rajan is a postgraduate in physics and electronics. He started his career in 1964 as a research scholar in the Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad, building cosmic ray balloon payloads. From 1966 to 1988, he held many important positions in the Indian Space Research Organization and Department of Space, such as Development Engineer, Systems Engineer, and Director, Earth Observation Systems, and Scientific Secretary, ISRO. Dr. Rajan was in MIT Lincoln Lab as a member study team to define geosynchronous satellite. He was in NASA as ISRO engineer for 3 years with the Application Technology Satellite Project. He played important roles in various international organizations such as the UN, COSPAR, etc., and also the nodal point for South-South cooperation, and was elected member of the International Astronautical Academy. From 1988 to 1996, he was the advisor, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and was also the Executive Director of Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council, TIFAC, from its foundation, and made it an internationally known organization in a short period. He was the Senior Advisor, Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, from 1996 to 2000. In 2000, he joined as the Scientific Secretary to the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. Dr. Rajan is a former Vice Chancellor of the Punjab Technical University and is now Scientific Advisor to the Chief Minister, Government of Punjab. He was elected Fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineering. An eminent literary figure with bestsellers in many languages, he also co-authored India 2020, a vision for the new millennium, along with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. We welcome you, sir. We request the President and General Secretary to escort our Chief Guest, Dr. Y.S. Rajan, and our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Venkateshwaran, onto the stage. The ceremonial lamp will now be lit. We request our Vice Chancellor to present our Chief Guest with a memento. The President, with Students' Union Council, will now give the welcome address.
respected Chief Guest, respected Vice Chancellor, respected Director, faculty, outstation participants, fellow citizens, and ladies and gentlemen. On the dawn of 22nd All India Academic Week, Apogee 2004, I would like to welcome all the outstation participants from all over India. Apogee 2004 is a result of team effort from 20-odd departments and 20-odd discipline associations. It's a hard work which went around for a span of 3 to 4 months, beginning last year. I hope the next 4 days will be filled with a plethora of events, and it will provide an enriching educational experience for one and all. I would like to welcome one and all for this Apogee 2004 and pray and hope that it will leave an event of cherished memories in BITS Pilani. On behalf of the students and faculty, I would like to welcome one and all. Thank you.
We request the Vice Chancellor to address the gathering.
Dr. Rajan, Bostons, colleagues, students from BITS and outstation students. I am very happy to be here on this function which is completely organized by the students. The next 4 days, the institute has been taken over by the students. There are no teaching, but a lot of learning will take place. The students have put a lot of efforts. I am sure these 4 days is going to be very useful to you. We are very fortunate that Dr. Rajan has kindly agreed to come to the campus to inaugurate this Apogee. We gave him only very short notice. He was just shifting his residence from Chandigarh to Gurgaon. He's not even settled there. In spite of that, having a very kind affection to the institute, he has agreed and he has kept his promise. Dr. Rajan is a very well-known person, a person who is given a lot of data and ideas for the technology development, himself being a scientist, and was a very important collaborator in the book Vision 2020 by the President. I welcome him, and I am sure that his presence will inspire all of you. I am sure the next 4 days we will have a lot of innovative projects done by the students to be seen, and also several interesting paper presentations by the students. I hope that this is extremely useful to all of you, and I wish this a very good success. Thank you.
We now request our Chief Guest, Dr. Y.S. Rajan, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everybody. Dr. Venkateshwaran, the classmates. I had an opportunity to be with them yesterday evening, and other good students, faculty, the director, Dr. Maheshwari, and many others who have come from all parts of the country. I saw the beautiful thing, celebrating technology, and it's a good theme in the sense that very often people only tend to look at only the negative aspects of technology. Something goes wrong, there is a pollution, blame it on technology. There is a AIDS, blame it on technology, science, technology. This is exactly what is happening, because we as a country have not learned how to make friends with science. When I am using the word science, I am not using in a very narrow sense of studying only the natural laws. When Nehru used it, when he meant science as a broadest form of his understanding nature on one side, and other side is using that knowledge for better living for all of us, the entire globe. That is the broader meaning of science, because often people tend to make it into a very narrow boundary. One of the most interesting thing about this is that you have made it seamless. Your courses are seamless, and even economics is a science. Many social sciences are science. Of course, there is what you may ask me what happens to the fine arts. I was just asking them how many entries are there in the fine arts. I don't know. I would like to see if some of them are there. But the human thinking is on a very beautiful, it is a consciousness. That is one thing which came up there, starting from the arrow. It goes on and on and on and on and on. About 10,000 years ago, the Homo sapiens sapien, which came, there is a long story behind it. Those of you who are interested in looking at the evolutionary history of ours, not merely human beings, but the amoeba to even pre, going back to the physics time. It's a very interesting long story. But for the first time in human history, or rather the history of the evolution, human beings, a large number of human beings are able to have a better life. When I was born, expected life was 26 years for me, because I was a male. For my sister, it was only 23 years. This is the just pre-independence India. And we almost had 1 century of zero population growth, wrong type of zero population. That is, people will die, lot of infant mortality. We have crossed over all that and done a lot of good things. But at the same time, if you put in a scale, I am talking about my generation. We put in a scale and then one before that also. I would say not only us, one before that and one before that. We put in a scale what we have achieved as a country and what we have missed opportunities. The missed opportunities will just go and touch that and then this will be this. That's one of the reasons why most Indians, especially of our generation, and also even younger ones, who will be around 45, they feel very, very, very gloomy. Oh, there's a problem there is corruption here, this is a bureaucracy there. Yes, it's a fact. Many of those things, along with those achievements, we missed a lot of opportunities, we did many mistakes. I won't say they were very conscious mistakes. So it was a process of evolution, but a wrong type of it. We had a license, permit, quota, rights, everywhere control. Everything in the form of human control. Some of the form of control. Everything you go to take a signature, put this. Take one industry even now in the liberalized one, it takes around 22 signatures. Our education systems, many of you will flower. Your Vice Chancellor was telling me, one of the things, some beautiful presentation, I was getting a nice female voice. There was one lady standing there in the car. She is also making some gesture. I am seeing that her lip movements and these are not matching. Then I thought you have made a pre-recorded one. I asked him, have you done a pre-recorded one? No, he says they are doing that. And then you leave them alone. Give them just a broad encouragement. Don't try to interfere. They will do well. This is what he was telling me on that side. So I have seen this as an experience right from for what happened to us and what happened to other people in ISRO, and then subsequently when I started off with Sci-Fi. We were just 2021. Vikram Sarabhai used to leave it to us. Broadly, some job. We were just told to put in water. You swim. Occasionally he is there, he and some of his people are there. If you are just gone down, going to die, then they will lift this one up so that you can take it out. And that's how the Indian space program was built. All young people coming from different parts of the country. There were not many imported people from outside. It's not that they were opposed to it, some people joined, but it is predominantly effort of many young Indians. When SLV went, we saw the average age of the team was just 30. Aryabhatta, which occurred a little earlier, it was around 26, 27. So there is an enormous potential available provided we unleash our controls. So that is the reason why the same thing we had at the Taifa, in which I had a great opportunity to do along with the President Dr. Abdul Kalam also. In addition, that book is not just a book. It is the dream, not only dream, I would like to even use the word sometimes dream, because people think dream means somebody sitting in some place and creating some virtual realities or virtual unrealities. It is not that. It is a hardcore judgment of people of number of areas, administrators. That is why more than a decade ago, I had a very close interaction with Dr. Venkateshwar. That was formed, that formed a sort of a prototype for the long-term 2020 vision. We did for leather technology mission in India. It is such a multidisciplinary field. They are doing so well. Even some of people from CLRI are there, some students here from BITS I see going there. That one was a prototype. 500 people from industry, academia, administration, economics, they work. Delphi techniques, so many other techniques of forecasting and assessment were used. 5,000 people gave questionnaire input. Out of that was born that. But not only that, we were able to do many things there on the ground, ranging from Bihar, raising the productivity threefold from their old techniques to advanced robotics things. In the variety of things have been done. In other words, it is possible in this country. And many of you here, the younger ones, guided by the senior ones, represent that reality. So therefore technology is, I think that lady was telling about the technology, how important it is. Technology, to use a J.D. Bernard's expression, technology is an extension of human being. He said extension of man, but I always used the gender neutral word. Technology is an extension of human being. In that evolutionary process, the first tooth, stone, later fire, all that has come. Now what has happened to that technology is that technology has a method of its own. Some people think it is a science which does it and then it comes outward with the technology. It is not that. They are intertwined in a very complex manner. If some of you look back in the history, steam engine was invented before thermodynamics was even known. It was made to work and somebody has to worry about it later. So in other words, inventions and adaptation and innovations will continue to take place in one domain. Science also is there. You cannot do anything today. It's very rare. I won't say it is extremely rare that somebody can be an inventor today without some understanding of basic physics, chemistry, maths and all these things in some vague form inside. But at the same time it has an existence of its own. And another thing is that teamwork was another thing which was very beautifully brought out. Was told. Everything today, even if you want to be a great inventor in basic physics, basic theoretical physics or basic theoretical biology, you have teams. Somebody has to look at one complete model of some size. Somebody will be doing the computer modeling, somebody will be animating, somebody will be actually experimenting, doing some things. So it is a teamwork which will continue to be there. Multidisciplinary, breaking barriers, breaking interfaces. Because we make a narrow specialization, get into the interface. That's very necessary. At the same time, if you remain in that tunnel too long, you are not even a frog in the well, you are out. You have gone deep. So you have to learn occasionally how to do the seamless crossing of multidisciplinary borders. And then constantly innovating is going to be an important thing. Another thing which you are going to lose, which is a great boon in my opinion. In our time, it was a permanency. Where you go to a university, whether you go to an industry, even a private industry. Oh, I was with the Birlas for so long. I was with Tata for so long. Or even a small industry, I was for long. It is like a good Catholic marriage until death doth us apart or retirement doth us apart. That was the old paradigm. But now you have to be ready to change completely your field. Some of you might have done mechanical engineering. There's a good possibility you will get into meander around into biology, biological system, biomedical systems. Or you may leave all these handmade, some of them who have made such an excellent production, and some of you have got good capability, you can become in the entertainment. You can become in health services, tourist services. There are so many which are going to come, which will be demand based. What society wants, you should know how to sense it in advance. Go towards it, make money out of it also. There's nothing wrong in creating money. Our generation didn't understand what is the role of the wealth. We felt that the wealth was anti-value. It's not so. Of course, there are some occasions on which an opulent show of wealth can lead to decadence of values, but it is not necessarily so. Values are something more subtle and good, and even with a wealthy society can also show a lot of values. So, in other words, you have got a rich future before you, and only one last statistics I want to tell you how lucky you people are, whether Vitsian and also some of you are come here. Many people tell, oh, mushrooming of colleges, engineering colleges, this one, MBA, etc. Do you know that those who get into professional fields, which can at least give some job after the +2, approximately 4 to 5 years of hard professional knowledge and getting some job, they are less than about approximately 1% of the age group. Suppose you take 20 is your age. 17 million children are there in it. 18, 17 million. 21, 17 million. 15, 17 million. 10, 17 million. That's the size. That is our great strength of the country. But at the same time, only 1% of you belong to that 1%. You have been lucky, your parents have efforts of your parents, efforts of you, efforts of so many situations. But that particular thing, remember that. That one, in your future 25 years, you should try to spread that 1% to 20%. Then only India will arrive as a developed country. Don't wait for the traditional old planning paradigm. Oh, kidhar job milega, are you matching? You are not going to match anything. There is a process of chaos which takes place. You will know how to sense it. Not that all those models are not useful. You have an opportunity. You can create it. Many of you can also become entrepreneurs. Do not forget it. In future, organized jobs are going to be less and less worldwide. I have written about some of these in some of my books, but it is not relevant now. I am going to put it soon in the website, even those books, because it was not easy to get by. But read some of them. But the point about it is, you have got an immense opportunity before you. And only those, now I am going to quote Lester Taylor, only fearless societies can become wealthy societies. Only fearless individuals who are ready to explore, who are not afraid of immediate problems, they are going to excel. And I wish all of you very happy journey forward, happy events now, happy journey forward, many challenges. You will all live around 80 to 90 on the average, even without great breakthroughs of biotechnology. I wish you all the best. God bless you. Thank you.
The General Secretary will now give the vote of thanks.
It's my privilege to thank Dr. Y.S. Rajan for having come all the way to Pilani and also for having enlightened us with his encouraging speech. I'd like to thank our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Venkateshwaran, who always provides us with the best possible start. Also our Director, who is showing keen interest in all the activities of the children's community. Ensuring best to all the outstation participants, I once again welcome you to Apogee Group K4. I wish the forthcoming days would leave an indelible impression of knowledge and experience on your minds. Thank you.
shrouded in mists of mysticism, born from fires of phantasm, with a fusion of spirit and realism, a celebration of aspirations. Life is an unending pursuit of man in an attempt to realize his dreams. Every such journey draws inspiration from the spirit, the essence of life, bridging the gap between the real and surreal. Evaluating the entire attempt is probably what is most essential for us to decide on our destiny, the future course, a path of our search for eternity, peace and immortality. The greatest test lies in choosing the appropriate path. Technology is an outcome of such an exercise, man's expression of how we can inch closer to the ultimate truth. A kaleidoscope of innovations is what we see ourselves in and is probably the answer to all our questions. While technology could be a path to find materialistic solutions, spiritualism is a realization of what you are, giving you peace with your inner self. And hence, man finds that he could also look back at his own scriptures, culture and tradition for several answers. What we have seen till today is the result of pursuing each path separately while ignoring the other. A craze for science and technology would only make man more dependent on machines, and what was a boon would become a curse. Similarly, fanaticism and blind faith would take him nowhere either. The need of the hour is therefore striking a balance between both, appreciating both technology and our own culture so as to widen our horizons and reach the pinnacle. And this is wholly epitomized by the Apogee 2004 structure presented to you by the Department of Art and Decoration. We request the Chief Guest to inaugurate the structure.
कोई नहीं खड़े हो ध्यान रखिए Saturday.